Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here with some more Hearthstone Arena. Yes, that's right. I still play Hearthstone Arena. Super well, too. Just remarkably. Let's see what we can make of this Druid run. This is the closing days of my Blackrock Mountain series because, of course, we got our expansion coming out, what is it, next week? I think it's, I mean, it's supposed to come out in August, but I don't believe it's, like, late August. I think it's coming out real soon. Some of the cards released look downright just unplayable garbage, terrible. And there were people on Reddit, you know, complaining about it. And then there's the people who are like, oh, shut up, you guys. If you look at, like, what people are saying about Goblins versus Gnomes, they thought it was terrible, too. But no, that is completely false. In Goblins versus Gnomes, there were a lot of, like, mech cards revealed that all seemed fine. What people were concerned about is either that mech was too strong or that mech was too weak. But there wasn't, like, a spate of individual cards that you look at it and you're like, wow, this is absolute trash. Like, there's a 2/5 for 3 that when you use your hero power goes back into your hand. It's like, what? Why would I ever do that? Like, you're getting an extra stat point compared to Spider Tank for a terrible drawback that makes the card unplayable. There's also a 2/4 for 2 that can't attack unless you use your hero power. It's like, why would I get an extra stat point for a completely debilitating drawback? Like, that would have had to be a 3/4 to be even possibly playable. Well, anyway, so some of the cards do look pretty cool. There's one that every time you use your hero power, it gives you a 3/5. It's an epic that costs only 6 mana, so that's pretty cool. There are things that, there's at least one card that decreases the cost of your hero power. There's one that lets you use your hero power more than once a turn. So there are some really good looking cards. I don't want to make it sound like everything is trash, but a few of the revealed cards are just like, come on, Blizzard. How did you think anybody would think these were not utterly terrible? Now, the rule is don't let paladins keep creatures, but I think shapeshifting here just to cancel his hero power, I'd be falling too far behind. He could coin into a Blessing of Kings, and that would suck. But on the other hand, if he did do that, this dude would be down to 1 health, and I could shapeshift it then. Yeah, is he going to make a recruit on turn 3? Seems unlikely. Although maybe he's got a thing that will die to my 4/4 and he doesn't want to risk it. I think it's you got to risk it. You just got to hope you win the coin flip. He decides to play it safe. Alright, does he have a 1-drop? He's got another leper gnome. It's tempting to swipe face here just to clear out all of his crap. Very tempting. But I'm not going to. I'm going to try to kill this leper gnome. I do. Good. I want to play this Yeti. Now, the rule, of course, is don't let paladins keep creatures, and I'm taking a chance here, but I figure if I get this Yeti down and I wait for him to play a creature I can actually swipe for real and clear out the recruits, that would be a lot better. Now, here he can throw both recruits at the ogre, which gives him up a card, but I killed 2 leper gnomes, one with shapeshift and one with the ogre, so I'm actually still ahead a card, even after that happens. A True Silver Champion would be good here. That would let him catch back up. Alright, he's going to play Dark Iron Dwarf, which isn't that amazing. Oh, he's going to give a Divine Shield. Okay, that's a lot worse. No, an Abusive Sergeant to kill my Yeti. Ah, man. Alright, well, it's pretty good. Gotta be honest. However, I think now's the time for a swipe. So I get 2 cards with 1. Coolant, unfortunately, doesn't do me any good. This is one time when I would have actually rather had like a plus attack or plus health, or even a stealth. But this will come in handy later, I'm sure. Next turn's weird. I can't do much except play a Panther. I am a turn off from being able to play this, which is rather unfortunate. He's got 6 cards to my 7, soon to be 8, so I'm definitely ahead on cards. But he's got the initiative here, and I have a weird hand. I don't have anything good to play, like any big minion to add to the board, and my removal cards aren't really big enough to take away from his board. Alright, we got a Golem with Divine Shield. A lot of different things I could do here. I could just freeze it and put it off for a turn. I could shapeshift it off and wrap it. That doesn't seem that great. Alright. Let's do this. I'm going to Wrath once for 3 damage. And then I'm going to Wrath again for 1 damage. Innervate is interesting, but I don't think I need it right now. going to try to kill that, and I do. Could innervate the Panther, but that seems pointless. I'll just wait. I do have an Auctioneer in here. And with me wanting to play this next turn, I might want to innervate next turn just to shapeshift something. Alright, this is actually really good to see. He goes up a card, but he's still down cards compared to me. So I'm pretty okay with that turn of events. Unfortunately, I don't have another Wrath to kill this off. But this is okay. We'll just play this, and I'm just going to get 2 cards. So this is very risky because I'm giving him the hand here. He can just, you know what, I'm so far up on cards, I'm tempted just to make a Panther. Let's see, is that worth doing? It'll just die to this for no real benefit. Yeah, alright. This is risky because I am up a lot of cards. He's got 7. I have 8 just in my hand, and a 5/5. But if he can clear out the board and drop a good minion, I'm going to be in trouble. Oh my god, someone's calling me. Alright, I can take that later. So it's interesting. I decided to take a risk here and just go full for broke for the card advantage. We'll see how much that bites me. Alright, I think I know what I'm going to do this turn. I think I do. So we're going to play these guys. We're going to give them both taunt and +1/+1. And then we're going to innervate and do one of these. And then Moonfire to kill off that guy. And then that's it. So this isn't a super great board. The Yeti plus the Recruit does kill my 4/6, but the 4/3 hangs on against what he has left. I'm kind of out of cards at this point, but if I do get the Auctioneer, I have a bunch of cheap crap I can play. This will actually give me 3 cards on turn 10 if I have an Auctioneer out. Also have this for extra cards, and I think I have some more big minions left in the deck. I don't know. Don't die. He's played a lot of crap. He's played 2 Leper Gnomes, 2 Abusive Sergeants. They're not crap, but they're little. I don't know that this guy has anything really big in his deck. Shapeshifting that Yeti seems pretty good, unless he can throw a taunt in my way. Oh, he's going to hand it back. Well, that's a bit greedy because he can't replay it yet. Takes away his board presence, and now I don't have to shapeshift to kill it, or I can shapeshift to kill his Recruit instead. I think that was fine for me. Glad that that went on the Recruit. Makes it better for me. So we shapeshift. Oh god, please don't die, internet. Okay, thank you. We shapeshift there. We kill that like that. We kill this. You know what, I'm not going to be greedy. I'm just going to kill this thing. I could have killed this and left it alive, but then I'd be stretching out too much against Consecration, I think. Oh, wait a minute. No, I can't use Claw to kill that because, of course, I have already attacked with Shapeshift. That would have almost been a very silly mistake. Okay, so he's got 6 cards to my 7, soon to be 8. I have a big board here. He can still come back. You know, Consecration's not too bad for him here. A big minion would just be tough for me to deal with. I could freeze it for 1 turn, but that's it. Spell damage plus Consecration wipes my board and gives him a pretty good shot of winning. Still hoping to see a Gadsden Auctioneer at some point, but I'm not going to hang on to these spells just waiting for him. Like, I'll just play Wild Growth and get an extra card. If that's what I gotta do. So I have the advantage right now, but this game could still go the other direction. He just needs to come back from the board state that he's behind, and then he actually has a pretty good chance to win. So we'll see. Alright, he seems to not really want to throw away that panda to Mr. Bitey, but he's kind of got to. I don't know what choice he thinks he has. He's going to do that. Okay, so he's got some other way of killing Mr. Bitey. Oh, no, that's bad. I did not want to lose my Acolyte without drawing a card. I really did not. Okay, we're going to draw a card. Jesus, this internet's kind of freezing. It's scaring me a little. I think it was a mistake to kill the Grunt instead of Mr. Bitey, because Mr. Bitey, with the help of Shapeshift, can kill his Yeti. So I don't know why he allowed that. I'm not going to do that right now, though. I think it's worth it to play the Ironbark. So, do I leave these things? No. I'm just going to have the Ironbark, and I'm going to throw my creatures away to kill this Yeti. I think that's worth it. I think delaying the Ironbark just to shapeshift and get some extra value was not smart. Paladins don't have that many answers to it. They got the Dodger Peacekeeper, of course. That's this third Gnomish Inventor. I think that's a bit too many Gnomish Inventors, if you ask me. It's going to get another owl at some point. Fair enough. Now, that means I can't use emergency cooling, because you can, you know, freeze his own, or owl his own minion to unfreeze it. This is actually fortunate. Can I win? Hang on a second. This is 12, 14, 16, 17. No, I haven't dealt enough damage to him during the game. So we'll kill that there. I could use a coolant just to bait the owl out. Is that worth it? Alright, I don't think he's got answers to this owl. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bait out the owl like this. I'm just going to let him... You know what? Should I just double claw to kill something? No. I don't think that's necessary. I don't think he's got a way to kill that iron bark. He would have killed it last turn if he could have. So he needs to deal 3 damage to it. I guess if he has a Hammer of Wrath, I'm going to feel really stupid for not freezing something. But then again, if I had froze, or for not double clawing it. Well, that is his 4th Gnomish Inventor. Man, he loves that card. And now it's actually becoming a problem. Now he's actually got the card advantage. All I have is the Iron Bark. So this is awkward. If he has a taunt, or any way of killing the Iron Bark, I'm going to be in trouble. He's going to give that taunt, which is totally fair. Is he going to try to race me out? He did not Ironbeak Owl my Iron Bark. Oh man, what has he got? 3, 5, 7, 8 damage? This looks good. Yeah, let's silence this. Hit him in his face. Bam. And I've got 4 or 5 damage that I can deal. I don't want to give away that I've got Double Claw. I don't think he's got any taunts, because he wouldn't have done Alarmabot, Rusty Horn, if he had that. So I'm just going to pass the turn here. So he's got 3, 5, 7, 8 damage. I'm at 14 health. You know what? You know what? I shouldn't have attacked his face. I should have really clawed and attacked. Just for the extra health from Claw. Alright, we're going to freeze the Kodo. So he can use his Owl to silence the Kodo and attack with it. And then if he can do 6 damage with his remaining 3 cards, it's on me that I lost this game and didn't... I should have actually clawed his face 1 time. That would have been smart. So now if he uses Ironbeak Owl to unfreeze this, and he has got 5, 7, 8 damage, he can kill my Iron Bark for his whole board. Then he just needs to deal with this Owl. But if he does, then I got Double Claw Shapeshift for the win. So this guy, even though I think he built a pretty bad deck with 2 Leper Gnomes, 2 Abusive Sergeants, and like 4 Gnomish Inventors, which is too many Gnomish Inventors, he knows the mechanics. So he's got to get rid of that Owl. He's got to basically heal or taunt. Getting rid of the Owl by itself won't be enough. The taunt does block. He's got 2 of those. He's had like a little panda and 2 big pandas. Man, this guy is like he's like in Magic terms, what you'd call a Tommy. This guy just loves playing with wacky cards. And to his credit, he almost beat me. So I think I misplayed though. I don't know if I played my cards right, so to speak. Okay, we got the 3rd win. I'm pretty happy. This deck really struggled in the first video, so the fact that we made it up to average level with an extra loss to spare in my attempts to get above average is pretty good. That was one of the wackier decks that someone's ever put together in the arena. I feel like the guy must have been drafting it going like, well, this sucks, but it'll be fun. So why the fuck not? Take a sip of good luck water. So I played some more Brawl. I recorded a really successful Brawl video that you should watch. And then as soon as I stopped recording and like played some more, I got steamrolled. I couldn't even finish a daily quest. Like I needed 3 wins with Shaman or Warlock. I got 1 before I gave up. It was so weird. On camera, I just like crushed face, but off camera, I've sucked at this week Brawl very much. All right, we've got a 2-3-4 curve, but it's all very touch and go. There's no guarantee that there will be anything to Wrath, and the Blood Knight's just a 3-3, quote-unquote epic card right there. All right, let's see if she wants to play an Argent Squire. She does not. So against Rogues, I think you want the +1 health because of Backstab. But against classes that only have things that deal 3 damage, not 2, like shamans would be a notable case, you probably want to play the 3/2. Alright, so here I can kill the Loot Hoarder with this, which allows me to play another 3-drop. Then she goes up a card because she can dagger down and kill off my cub, and the Loot Hoarder gives her a card. However, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with her doing that, because if she makes a dagger next turn, she's not playing a 3-drop. She does go up a card, but I've got a 4/4 and then a 4/5 after that, so I'm actually fine with her doing that. What I don't want to see is her, you know, daggering and playing a good 1-drop, or like killing it in some efficient fashion. Alright, she just plays a panda, which is fine by me. So now I have a couple of different options. I could actually Wrath Shapeshift just to kill this, or I could throw the ogre at it. Well, I think the logical thing then is to throw the ogre at it and see if it hits, because if it doesn't hit, then I can always Wrath Shapeshift, or my internet can die. Oh, nope, okay. So unfortunately, it didn't happen. So now I can either leave this alone, or I can play a Yeti, or Wrath and Shapeshift. And I think I'm going to Wrath and Shapeshift here. I think that's fine. So basically I'm repeating the gambit from the previous turn. And this internet connection thing is starting to scare me a bit. She can make a dagger, but then she's not going to play a 4-drop. And if she does that, then I'll get ahead when I either play a Yeti or play the Blood Knight and Shapeshift, or Blood Knight and Wrath. Note that I could not play the Mogushan Warden to protect my cub, because the cub itself has Taunt. Alright, she's going to play a Shredder, which I'm fine with, so we're going to Wrath this thing. Wrath being a pretty good card to kill a 4-drop. Of course, a 2-drop does pop out of it, but as long as it's not Millhouse or Succubus, my Ogre should be able to take it down. It's a Snow Chugger. Alright, I was hoping for something with Divine Shield. Are there any 2-drops with Divine Shield? Yes, there is, of course, the Shielded Minibot. Hang on a second, I can actually run in my cub and Shapeshift. But no, let's do this. I'm gonna repeat the gambit for as long as she wants to. Oh, butts. Well, because of that, I will just do this. So it's unfortunate that this thing missed twice, because if I could have killed that and played the Blood Knight, I would have been in better shape, especially because I would have still had the cub out. So she's got 7 cards to my 5, soon to be 6. She's still up a card because of that Loot Hoarder trade. And because this thing can't hit anything to save its life. Wow, she plays another Shredder. And what else? Bip. Bip, bip, bip. Bow. Bibbidi boop boop. Whee! Come on, you got 1 mana. What is there to think about? Like, yes, use that Sinister Strike. No, don't put the Cold Blood on it. Okay. Power of the Wild is interesting here. I could get a 2/8, and I think that's actually my best plan. Rather than trying to work around this or just ignore it, let's do this. So I'm going to try to hit her in the face. I don't really want to hit that Shredder. My Ogre just does not want to target the things that I wanted to target today. Well, so this, you know, has a chance in hell of living because it is hiding behind a taunt. Fan of Knives, Shiv, you know, all sorts of stuff. We'll get past that. Silence. So it's not a super high chance, but I'm 0-3 here for trying to hit the stuff I want to hit. Turn 7, I can play a 4-drop and a 3-drop, but if she plays a big 6-drop here at 2/8, you know, it's very defensive, but I could easily see myself just losing to her card advantage if she can deal with the board or put up her own big threat right now, which, with her having 7 cards, is not that unlikely. I'd actually give her the advantage here. Alright, there it is. She goes up another card, so now she's actually got 8 cards to my 4 because of Loot Hoarder, because of Fan of Knives. And because I played Power of the Wild for a buff. So it's bad. It's looking real bad here. I'm not gonna lie. Didn't even do that much damage to her. Just she's only on a 20. I cannot burn her out. There's a chance she'll play like a Scarlet Crusader and I get a 6/6 for 3 mana. That's the kind of thing that I need right now to get back. Or maybe triple Argent Squire. That would be the best. What are you thinking about? She throws in, so she's probably gonna play an Eviscerate. Or not. Alright. Well, this will let her trade, which is a pretty sensible play. Sludge Belcher. It does not let me play 2 cards, it only lets me play 1 card. Here, I need to try to start burning her down. So I'm gonna go for broke. Put your weakest health or weakest attack minion in the middle to guard against betrayals. Just gotta hope that this thing takes up her Mad Bomber, and this 7 damage knocks her down to 10 and I can burn her out. So what do I got that burns? Well, I got a swipe in here. I got a couple of claws. I have some dead draws. I have an innervate, which is dead unless it's backed up by a Gadsden Auctioneer. Gadsden Auctioneer is not the greatest draw either. I don't have any spells. And it's a 4/4 for 6, which ain't hot. Alright, she takes the trade. She's got 7 cards to deal with my board. Bomb Lobber. Hits this. Now she can dagger down and kill it. However, I'm okay with that. Please do that. Please do that. Please, come on. Dagger up and kill it. Come on. Don't do Shiv. Because if she daggers up and kills this, that's fine. That's playing into what I want. I'll hit her then down to 10. Play a Sludge Belcher in the way of this Bomb Lobber. And then I just hope I can burn her out. I'm not going to do this trade. I'm so far behind on cards. I got to go for the burn. Got to hope she doesn't have any heals. Interesting. I can give this taunt and make it a 4/6. Moonfire. Well, it's not the greatest card. But it does give me 1 extra damage, which could help. And this actually is pretty good. So I can play the Sorcerer and give it taunt, or stealth, sorry, which makes it a 4/6. So it's like kind of like an extra damage. And it also, you know, it makes it more likely that this thing will actually get to attack without being killed. So there's a chance I could burn her out. I've got, what, Moonfire? She's down to 8. 8 turns of shapeshifting is unrealistic, but if I can top deck any sort of damage, there's a chance I could win this. There's also a chance that this thing will be able to attack again. She couldn't really deal with it last turn. Alright, Cult Master is perfect. It's exactly what I want to see. She gets a card, but she spends half her mana. What she needs right now is not cards, but board presence. And Eviscerate's not that great. Oh god, wait a minute. Why did she eviscerate this? Why this? She must have a good plan after that. Nope. Okay, I would have eviscerated this in her shoes, because what this does is it gives you a card which, first of all, you shouldn't have played the Eviscerate and this. You should have drawn the card first, see if you got a better answer. And then, you know, if she eviscerated this, my total damage would have been 3, but because she eviscerated the Sludge Belcher, my total damage is 4, which is not insignificant. Can I win? Hang on, I got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. I'm off by 1. So what I'm going to do is hedge my bets. I'm going to do this. Go for Power of the Wild. Number 2. Gonna shapeshift. So the mana actually worked out rather perfectly here. Hut, hut, and hut. And then we're gonna give this thing stealth till the end of its next turn. So now I have a lot of different ways that I'm threatening to win. I'm threatening to just to hit her with this thing. I've got so much health she can't possibly kill me unless she's been assembling the greatest miracle combo of all time, of all arena time. So I'm threatening to kill her with this. I'm threatening to kill her with Moonfire Shapeshift, so it's going to be difficult. She'd have had to have some pretty crazy heals and stuff. Okay, well, that was a pretty good win, actually. I think I played that game strategically correctly. I went down on cards early on, but the opponent went down on the board, despite the fact that she was gaining cards. She was always behind on the board. So I decided to start going for the face at the right time. Had her Bomb Lobber hit my Blood Knight, I would have had then my 4/5 Yeti, so I actually would have been in a little bit of trouble, because what happened is she daggered the Yeti to finish it off, so she took an extra 4 damage, and I was up to the 3/3. Had she killed the 3/3, I would have dealt 4 damage to her that turn instead of 7, but I would have had a better minion out. It's really kind of hard to say what kind of impact that would have had. Alright, we're up against Black High, the Paladin. Oh man, how high is that tower? Dude, that tower is black high. I don't actually know what that phrase means. Okay, so this is actually a pretty bad hand. I'm going to mulligan 1 of the Wraths, but I don't want 2. That's a little bit too many Wraths. Got an Innervade and both Wild Growths. This is a bit of a bad hand. Like, there's nothing to accelerate towards. I mean, if I had known I was going to get both Wild Growths and an Innervade, I would have certainly mulligan the Wrath. Do I play this thing? Or do I go for that? I'm going to play this. Here's the deal, right? Sometimes... I love you, Psyche. Sometimes, you know, Wild Growth kind of passes you by, and that sucks. But here I think it was worth it to put this out to have the board presence. Alright, he gives a Blessing of Wisdom on it. So I'm not going to play that. Oh, this is good. So, shoot. Wild Growth is really passing me by here. But that's fine. I got a huge board. Let's see, it's got 5 cards to my 5, but these are just dead. Now, it's possible I could just, you know, play these later on turn 10, like 8 turns from now, for some added benefit, but that seems a bit weak. Alright, I think the best move here is Claw Shapeshift to kill off his 2-3. I will give him a card. I'm fine with that. I think it's better to give him a card if it means taking something off of the board. So it's a very weird situation. He's got 6 cards to my 5, soon to be 6, but 2 of my cards are dead. I don't know that I'm going to have anything to accelerate to, so these are dead for the next turn 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for the next 6 turns. So I'm in a little bit of trouble. He silences this, which is a really bizarre choice, considering that that takes away his card draw from it. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to accelerate to this thing, because I think a good option now is better than the best option later. And I could have shapeshifted and traded the Cubbin for that, but I might as well use the Wrath, try to keep my board presence as high as possible. So he's going to play something I hope isn't a Sludge Belcher, because that would ruin my life. And then I freeze it, hit him for 6, and try to go for Burnout. So hopefully not a Sludge Belcher. Man, where's Blood Knight when you need it? Do I dare attack with the Cub, knowing this is probably Noble Sacrifice? Oh my god, I just top-decked Blood Knight. Wow. Well, the Wild Growth turns out to have been wasted, but I'm pretty content with how this happened. So we'll see it for Noble Sacrifice, or if this is possibly a Redemption. Redemption would have actually been more annoying. Luckily, it's just Noble Sacrifice, so that's fine. I'm willing to be greedy here, because I got a 6-6, so I'll put myself exposed to Consecration with these two guys. Because if I had traded the Cub, I would have had a 4-5, I would have added Consecration this way, but they both added Consecration, but I'm okay with that, because this thing's got 6 health. Does he have a way to deal 2 damage? Well, I can't play Consecration because he doesn't have enough mana. Is he going to kill the Yeti? I'm reckoning that he will. Yep. Just fine. Just fine. Reversing switch doesn't matter at the moment. What I'm going to do here is just freeze him. Kill off his recruit with my Cub, who's really... He went down on turn 1 and just stuck around. Now I can't use his weapon to hit me in the face to heal for 2. I've got 11, 13, 16, 17 damage being threatened. He needs a big taunt. That's not it. Can I give that taunt? He needs to give a taunt. He doesn't have enough for a Defender of Argus. It's got to be a Sun Fury, Protector, or a Rusty Horn. But even that I could have shapeshifted plus the Cub. Yeah. That was quite a victory. Alright. Suddenly this deck picks up steam. I guess a couple days away has renewed this Druid's vigor. That opponent, I don't know, I think he misplayed. I think he should have just made a Recruit on turn 2 instead of putting Blessing of Wisdom on my guy. Because the Recruit and the Blessing both had the effect of stopping me from hitting his face, but the Recruit would have dealt a damage, whereas the Blessing of Wisdom just made it sit there. And yes, the Blessing of Wisdom eventually gave him a card, but he didn't need more cards, he needed more board presence. Timothy Tat. Timothy Tit for Timothy Tat. That's the way this goes. Alright, we got an Innervate and a Frost Elemental.
Timothy Tat.
Timothy Tat.
Like a nursery rhyme.
Timothy Tat ate a baseball bat. And then his stomach felt bad.
That's not a rhyme.
Well, that was getting to the rhyme. Anyway, we got the Innervate here and the Wild Growth. Do I want both of these? So if I Wild Growth on turn 1, I'll have 3 mana. And that won't be enough to play this Elemental. I'm going to mulligan this. Wouldn't mind seeing a good 5-drop if I have any in this deck. I don't know if I do. So this allows me to coin, Innervate, Dragonkin Sorcerer. Now, if this were a Yeti, I would do it, but because this is a chance of just straight up dying to a Shadow Word Pain, like if he were a Paladin, I would do this. But because it can get hit by Shadow Word Pain, I don't think that's smart. I'm just going to Wild Growth here, make sure it doesn't pass me by. Then I have 3 mana next turn, which is awkward because all my cards are even amounts. So the mana is not going to be useful immediately, but it will give me a turn 3 Sorcerer, which is fine. Let's see if he's going to play something Wrathable. Bloodsail Raider is very Wrathable, so I could Innervate and waste the extra mana, which seems dumb. Let's not do that. Ooh, that is very Innervatable. On turn 5, a 5/5 with 2 cards attached. Seems good. Now, you might say, Papa Boris, why'd you Wrath? Why not play the Panther, which would trade with it? I just wanted to make sure that got taken off the board. We got a bit of a slow start here. angling up for these big cards, so I want to try to keep the board as clear as possible to maximize the advantage I get from having this. Now, this will be on turn 4. I can't play Sludge Belcher unless I waste the Innervate. So we'll just play the Sorcerer, that's fine. So let's see if he's got a Shadow Word Pain. If he does, it's half his mana, then I play Sludge Belcher, or I could just play the Ancient of Lore. That's an interesting card. Doesn't immediately help. Oh, it does. It kills my Sorcerer, right. Of course. Okay, yeah, I'm good at this. Recycle, that's good to know. I'm going to use Innervate. I'm just concerned that I'm never going to have a chance to use Innervate if I don't use it right here. Now, you might say, Papa Boris, you know, you could have waited for the Gadgetzan Auctioneer. Maybe then you could have gotten a card off the Innervate. But I feel like this is good. It gives me a bunch of cards. It gives me a 5/5. This would have done just as well, and it wouldn't have been vulnerable to Shadow Word Death. But, well, you can't play around everything.
Yes, you can.
I'm mistaken. It turns out that, in fact, you can play around everything. I just found out. Alright, so let's keep it simple, keep it safe. We'll do this, and I'm not going to rely on Sludge Belcher. I'm just going to claw that off. So he's got 6 cards. I actually got the lead on cards. I've got 7 because of these recent events. This killing a Yeti and drawing me 2 cards. So, it's looking pretty good. I'm concerned. Oh, Mad Bomber's probably going to kill this. Last barrel. It's always the last barrel, but not this time. Oh my god. This guy's played 2 Mad Bombers, by the by. Oh, this is really unfortunate for him because this just dies to my Ancient of Lore. Boy. Alright, do I want to do that? I could Power the Wild, which makes us a 6/2, which makes us a 4/4, neither of which is particularly helpful. I could make this up to a 5/3, but that's still not really good enough. I could double Power the Wild, which makes us a 5/5. But then I only have 3 mana left, and I can't play this thing. I think I'll just give this thing up. That's fine. Whatever. Let's see what I get. We got a Coolant. Well, what I'm going to do here is play this. There's a risk here that he has like something crazy like a Cabal Shadow Priest, which would really suck if that were the case, because he could steal my 2/8 with Taunt. But, I mean, I can't play around everything, and I think this is a pretty good board. He's got 6 cards to my 6. I want him to play like a gigantic thing, like a War Golem or something, and then recycle it. So I can recycle it. Alright, that's not quite as exciting to recycle. But it'll do, pig. It'll do. Swipe doesn't do me much good. Do I want to recycle that? Why don't we do a little risky business here and do this? Oh, that was a mistake, because I got nothing to play now. I have nothing to spend my mana on. Whoops. That was really stupid. I shouldn't have done that. I should not have done that. Do I Power the Wild again? No, I think I Power the Wild this time just to get a Panther. Oh, that was so stupid. I should have recycled this thing. I have nothing else to spend my mana on, is the reason why my choice of things to do was stupid. So he's got full health, and my advantage is dwindling. Alright, well, Power Word Shield is just a 1 mana cycle, because now that is almost certainly getting recycled. And he heals his face. Okay, well, could be worse. It really could be worse. But I probably misplayed this. Defender of Argus. How very interesting. Alright, let's recycle this. I don't have enough mana to play Defender of Argus anyway. The lag, again, worries me that I'm going to get disconnected again, which would suck. Hang in there, Internet. There's just this game and one more after it. You can do it! Alright, so now he's probably going to kill Mr. Sludge, and then heal the Tiger to stop me from being able to shapeshift it. All I've got is Defender, Swipe, and Shapeshift next turn, which may or may not have any good targets. If he heals this up to be a 5/3, Swipe doesn't look so hot against it, because I can't Shapeshift it to death, and of course the initial 1 damage doesn't kill it, and if I target it with Swipe, it's unlikely that whatever else he plays will actually die to it. So I would actually give him the advantage right here. We're equal on cards, he has the play, he's got the better creature compared to all of my stuff. Soul Priest. Alright, so he's going to get to kill my Panther, with his hero ability. He'll figure it out. Just you wait. Hitting the Sludge Belcher is dumb. Hitting that is also dumb. Whoa. Well, unless he has another healing card like a Voodoo Doctor to kill my Panther, that makes no sense. Swap attack and health. He hits the Sludge Belcher. Really bizarre choices. Okay. Do I do this? I could do this. Swipe. Clears board. I'm gonna do this. Now, can I get away with a Wrath here? I should check on that, shouldn't I? I Wrath the Tiger, and then this plus Shapeshift kills that. Let's actually do this. Keep the swipe. I don't need to use it here. I think I actually want to do this. Oh, it doesn't matter what I do. It's all going to be the same. Either way, I end up hitting that thing with Shapeshift, and the Panther dies, and the Sludge Belcher takes 2 damage, or 3 damage, and goes down to 1 health. Alright, so now he's in a bit of trouble. He's got 4 cards to my 5, soon to be 6. I do actually have things to play here. Priests don't deal with this very easily. He pretty much needs a Holy Fire. He's getting a Tiger back, which is pretty strong. Quite strong indeedums, as they say in certain parts of the land. Alright. So, wouldn't mind seeing one of those other wild growths. That would be a 2-mana Nourish if I did get it. Unfortunately, it was not to be. So here what I'm going to do, I think. I don't want to use Swipe even though it would give me a card. I feel like a more sensible plan is to do this. And this. We can kill that thing. Hit him in his face. I misplayed that. I should have actually run the Sludge Belcher in, Shapeshifted the Cleric, and then this would have gotten buffed. It would have been a 2-3 instead of a 1-2. Would have been a little bit smarter. We've got 2 taunts protecting my Gadsden Auctioneer. Unfortunately, he kills this thing and heals it, so it's a 6-3. Oh, he's going to steal it. Ouch. Okay. It's actually pretty bad. For me, that is. Okay. Moonfire! Alright, that's good. So, which one do I swipe? This is a very important decision. So I swipe this one, and then this goes to 5 health. Then, unfortunately, I can't quite kill this without using my Auctioneer, of course. Because it's 5 health, 4 health, 2 health, 1. Butts. I can swipe this. This would be at 2, this would be at 4. I can then throw the Defender at it. It ends up being the same thing. So let's do this. Spread the love. Get a card. And then we will Moonfire there. Arcane Golem, you say? Now that is an interesting thing that has just happened in my life. Yes, I don't mind if I do. Because what I can do now is I can use the Arcane Golem. Can I kill him for 10? No, can't kill him. I kill the Tiger. Like so. And then he still doesn't have an answer to my Auctioneer. And I'm still ahead on cards. One of his 2 cards is a spare part. Now, I could have put this back in my hand and gotten an extra card, but that is what we call greedy. This is 4 power. That's actually pretty good. He's almost dead. So I feel like it's worth it to use this to keep us on the board, rather than just, you know, taking it back just to protect it. Okay, let's do a check to see if I can win. We got, what is this, 4, 6, 7 damage? Not quite. So what I'm going to do here is hit him in the face, bring the Defender of Argus back, get a card. Ironbark Protector, you say? Well, I think I'm going to go for that. I was planning to play the Spiteful Smith and give it Taunt, but I feel like this is fine. Yeah, let's just do this. This seems alright. And we're going to hit him in the face if my internet doesn't die. Alright, so I'm threatening lethal with this Auctioneer who really put out a beating. He's got 2 real cards. Does he have a way to get past Ironbark, Shadow Word Death, Mind Control? No, he does not. He gets a card. He should have done this first, though, in case his next top deck was Mind Control. I don't know, maybe he has 2 of them. Alright, does he have a way to kill that thing? Ah, he does. He's got the taunt. And then he heals himself out of instant. Actually, I would have killed him with Defender plus Shapeshift, but he got out of it. Oh, man, I get the combo. Do I want this? Am I at fatigue? I am going to do this because I'm pretty sure I got something back here that I can use to kill him. Pretty sure. Well, I've already used swipes. That won't do. Maybe I'm just wrong. Perhaps that was a mistake. Okay, so Claw does not quite let me kill him. Let's see here. We will do this. And this. And do I hit this thing once? I'll hit it, sure. He can't heal it with his hero power because it can't be targeted. Holy Nova would heal it and kill Mr. Bitey and my Auctioneer. But these guys would live. And he doesn't have a Holy Nova anyways. Alright, so Ghoul did that. Still threatening lethal. He's going to freeze it. Don't have a silence to stop that from happening. Well, I'm really close. I got 2, 4, 5 damage here. I am going to just claw it up and see if I can top deck any more damage. I cannot. But I got this thing, which is pretty good. So we will... I don't think I need to shapeshift. I think I can just hit him in his face. And this is unreliable. But this is good. This basically protects my heavy hitters from taking damage from the Gnomish Inventor, which makes it more likely I can finish him off. Now, I could die to fatigue if he somehow was able to, like, with drawing the perfect cards, just take care of everything. Like, if let's say he played Deathwing, and then I played out some crap, got him down to 1, and then, you know, he dealt with what I played, I would lose to fatigue then. Auctioneer was quite good with all those Yetis bopping around and my claws and Wild Growth. I finally pulled off the combo, the Wild Growth Auctioneer combo. Yeah, I used to really dismiss this card. Well, no, let me take it back. I used to dismiss this card when it was first nerfed. When it was 5 mana way back in the day, I don't think I actually liked it that much, but then I was an idiot if I didn't like this at 5 mana. When it went to 6, I was like, well, I didn't like it that much at 5. But then it was pointed out to me a couple of times that I really like I passed on them and they would have been really useful. And I learned my mistake, so I think Auctioneer pretty much won that game for me. Alright folks, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed that. Please like and or subscribe if you did enjoy it. We got 2 chances to make it to 7 with this deck, which started off slow but ended up doing alright. Let's see what happens in the next video. Take care everyone.